All right, welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to be really diving deep into something that's like super fundamental to how you learn and achieve, and it's something called self-efficacy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, right. And basically, in a nutshell, self-efficacy is your belief in your own ability to succeed in specific situations. Like, can I actually do this thing?
Right, or accomplish like a specific task, right?
Exactly. And the guy who really laid the foundation for all this, Albert Bandura,
Yes.
he defined it as people's judgments of their capabilities to organize and execute courses of action required to attain designated types of performances.
That's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, right?
Yeah.
So think about it this way, okay? Like, how often does what you believe you can do actually shape what you actually try to do?
Right.
And then ultimately what you achieve, That's what we're going to be exploring today.
Huge.
It's massive. So, yeah. What do you think?
Oh, I think that's exactly the core of it, and that's what we're going to explore in this deep dive.
Yeah.
How does this concept, this belief in yourself, your capabilities, how does that permeate so many areas of your life?
Yeah.
I mean, we learn things, we achieve things all the time, but this belief in yourself really does underlie it all.
Totally.
We've got a really rich set of research that we're going to go through today, looking at self-efficacy across all different types of skills that are really relevant to you, to education.
Right.
We're going to look at the cognitive skills, things like problem solving. We'll look at social skills. We'll look at motor skills, like can you ride a bike? Can you, hit a tennis ball? And we're even going to get into career choices.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff for you.
A whole gamut.
Exactly. And that's our mission today for you, the listener, is to really dig deep, like the name of the show, right? Into this concept of self-efficacy and understand how your own beliefs about what you can do, how those impact your learning, your motivation, ultimately your achievements in all different areas of your life. So where do we even start with this?
Yeah, that's the question. Where do we begin? I think one of the most crucial things to understand for you is that self-efficacy is a really key factor when we're trying to understand why people do the things that they do.
Okay.
In educational settings especially.
Okay, so in school, in learning,
Yeah.
in taking on new information.
Absolutely. And this is for you, the listener, too.
Yeah.
And the research supports this over and over and over again.
Okay.
Self-efficacy really matters.
Cool.
And so from this core idea,
Yeah.
that this is really important, we see both what leads up to it. So the antecedents, like how do you actually develop this belief in yourself?
Okay.
And then what comes after it?
Yeah.
The consequences. So, okay, you have this belief in yourself. Now what happens? How does that change your behavior?
Okay.
How does it change the things you do?
Right. So what are some of those consequences? What are the big ones for you?
Yeah. What actually happens when you believe in yourself?
Uh-huh.
What changes? I think one of the primary things for you is that it changes the choices you make.
Okay.
So, for example, if you have really low self-efficacy for some task.
Okay. So if I don't think I can do it.
Yeah. If you think you're going to fail,
Right. Right. Yeah.
you're probably just going to avoid it altogether, right?
Okay.
You're not even going to try.
Right. Right.
On the other hand, if you think, yeah, I got this,
Okay.
I can do this,
Okay.
I'm going to succeed,
You're right.
you're going to jump right in.
Okay.
You're going to go for it.
Right. So it's like if I believe I can do it, I'm more likely to actually try.
Exactly. But it doesn't stop there for you.
Okay.
It also has a huge impact on your effort.
Okay.
How much effort you put in, how long you stick with something,
Okay.
especially when things get tough.
Right. When you hit those roadblocks.
Exactly. If you don't think you're capable,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and doubt your ability, you might give up really easily
Okay.
when you encounter an obstacle.
Right. Right.
Whereas if you feel confident, you feel efficacious,
Yeah.
you're more likely to say, you know what, I'm going to work harder. I'm going to persist.
Push through.
I'm going to get through this challenge.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep going.
Right. So it's like that voice in your head is either telling you to keep going or to quit.
That's a great way to put it. It really is this little voice in your head.
Right. But where does that voice even come from?
Yeah. Where does that come from?
Yeah. What shapes that voice?
Yes. What shapes your self-efficacy in the first place?
Well, the research has found for you that there are 4 main sources of information that people use to kind of judge their own self-efficacy.
Okay. So 4 things that feed into that little voice.
Yeah. 4 ingredients, 4 sources that shape that belief in yourself.
And the first one, and this is often the powerful one for you,
Right.
is your own performance accomplishments.
Okay.
What you've done in the past.
Okay.
So basically, your past successes if you've succeeded before.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to raise your self-efficacy.
Okay, makes sense.
You're going to believe you can do it again, whereas your failures tend to lower it.
Okay.
But there's a really important caveat here for you.
Okay, what's that?
If you have a really, really strong sense of self-efficacy,
Mm-hmm.
you've had lots of successes,
Okay.
you generally believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You're not going to let a couple setbacks derail you.
Okay.
You're going to be able to bounce back.
Right, so it's not like one failure just totally crushes me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not all or nothing.
Okay, that's good to know.
So what does that mean for you, the listener? What it means is that actively seek out opportunities for small wins
Okay.
to kind of build up that base, that foundation of belief in yourself.
So, like, little by little, you build up that confidence.
Exactly.
Okay.
And even minor successes can create like this upward spiral.
Okay.
It's really cool.
Okay, so direct experience, like actually doing things and succeeding, that's key.
Absolutely.
Okay. What are the other sources that kind of feed into this?
Yeah. What else shapes that voice?
Yeah.
Well, the second source is what we call vicarious experiences.
Okay, vicarious experiences.
Well-
What's that?
It's basically learning by watching other people.
Okay.
Okay. So when you see someone who's similar to you
Okay.
succeed at a task,
Mm-hmm.
it can make you think, well, hey, I can do that too.
Okay.
It can increase your belief that you're capable as well.
All right. So seeing someone else do it makes me think, maybe I can too.
Yeah, but the research emphasizes that this is usually weaker than direct experience.
Okay, so actually doing it myself is still better.
It is better, for sure.
Okay.
And it's weaker because, you might see someone else do it, but then you try and you fail.
Right.
And then it's like, well, maybe I can't do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it can be easily undermined.
Okay.
And the thing about similarity, the importance of seeing someone similar to you succeed,
Mm-hmm.
that's really interesting
Yeah, why? Why is that?
because it gives you a more direct basis for comparison.
Okay.
If you see someone who's totally different from you
Right.
achieve something amazing,
Mm-hmm.
you might think, well, yeah, they're just special.
Right, they're just different.
I could never do that.
Right. Okay.
But if you see someone like you with a similar background,
Mm-hmm.
similar abilities,
Okay.
achieve that same thing, it's like, well, hey, maybe I could too.
Right, right. If they can do it, maybe I can do it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And, this is a particularly powerful idea for you if you're facing a tough learning curve.
Okay.
If you're trying to learn something new and it's really hard,
Right.
it can be helpful to look for examples of other people who struggled initially,
Okay.
but then eventually mastered the skill.
Mm-hmm.
Their journey can be a real source of motivation for you.
Okay, so seeing someone go through a similar struggle and then figure it out can be really encouraging.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So that's the second one. What's the third piece of this puzzle?
So the third one is forms of persuasion.
Okay, a forms of persuasion. What's that?
Basically, it's when someone tries to convince you that you can do it.
Okay.
Like they give you encouragement. They say, you got this, you can do this.
Okay, so just like positive feedback, encouragement.
Exactly. And this can definitely boost your self-efficacy for sure.
Oh.
But the thing is, the effect is often short-lived if you don't then actually experience some success yourself.
Okay, so it's helpful to hear that, but I need to see some results too.
Yeah, the talk is helpful, but it needs to be backed up by results.
Okay, so you need the proof in the pudding, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So that's 3. What's the fourth one? This is getting fascinating.
All right. So the fourth source is physiological indexes.
Physiological indexes. What are those?
This is basically how your body reacts in certain situations.
Okay.
Right.
Mm.
So think about it. Let's say you're faced with a task that makes you really anxious.
Okay.
Your heart starts racing.
Mm-hmm.
You start sweating.
Mm-hmm.
You get that nervous feeling.
Right. Those physical symptoms of anxiety.
Exactly. And you might interpret those bodily sensations as a sign that you're not ready,
Okay.
that you don't have the skills.
Well, oh, I'm feeling this way, so I must not be able to do it.
Exactly. Whereas if you're feeling calm and confident,
Okay.
that could be a signal to you that you are capable.
Okay.
So basically, your body's signals can actually influence your mind's belief in itself.
So my body's signals can actually influence my mind's belief in itself.
Wow.
It's a powerful connection.
It really is. And for you, understanding this connection could be really helpful
Okay.
in managing anxiety around challenging tasks.
Okay. So if I'm feeling anxious, recognizing that doesn't necessarily mean I can't do it, that's That's really helpful. But it sounds like we're not just automatically taking in all this information, right? It's not just automatic. There's some thinking involved. You're absolutely right. Okay. The research on this stresses for you that information from these 4 sources, it's not just automatically processed. Okay. You're not just a sponge soaking it all up. Right. You're actually thinking about it. You're appraising it. Okay. So, like, I'm evaluating the information, I'm weighing it.
Exactly. It's like a mental calculation.
Okay.
And you're taking into account all sorts of factors, personal factors, situational factors.
Okay.
Things like, how good do you think you are at this?
Okay.
How difficult do you think the task is?
Right.
How much effort have you put in? Have you gotten any help? What were the outcomes in the past?
Okay.
Were you successful? Were you not successful? You're also thinking about, how similar are you to the people you've observed
Okay.
who've succeeded at this? And even, how much do you trust the person who's trying to persuade you?
Okay.
Are they credible? Do they know what they're talking about?
Right. So it's not just like blindly accepting everything.
No.
It's like I'm taking it all in and I'm making a judgment for myself.
You're weighing it, you're sifting it, you're making sense of it.
Okay, so there's a lot that goes into that internal judgment.
A lot of cognitive work going on behind the scenes.
Wow, that's really interesting. Now, you mentioned earlier that self-efficacy is like really important in educational settings, but is it always relevant?
That's a good question.
Like, if I'm doing something I've done a million times before, does self-efficacy still play a role?
That's a really good point. And the research suggests that, actually, no, it doesn't always play a role.
Okay.
If it's something you've done over and over again, you've mastered it.
Right.
You're probably not going to be thinking about your self-efficacy every time you do it.
Okay.
It's more likely to come into play when things change.
Okay.
When you're learning something new.
Okay, so when it's new, when it's uncertain.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's about navigating the unknown, the novel.
Absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, it's important to remember, right, that self-efficacy isn't the only thing that's driving our behavior.
Oh, absolutely not. It's a powerful influence, for sure. But it's not the only thing.
Right.
There are other factors that are also important.
Okay, like what?
Well, for example, your actual skills.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can believe you can do something all you want, but if you don't actually have the skills to do it,
Right.
it's not going to happen.
It's not going to work out.
So skills are important.
Okay.
Another thing is your outcome expectations.
Outcome expectations.
Yeah, basically, what do you think is going to happen as a result of your actions?
Okay, so like, if I do this, what do I think will happen?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's important because even if you believe you can do something, if you don't think it's going to lead to a good outcome,
Right.
you might not be motivated to do it.
Okay, so I might think, yeah, I can probably do that, but I don't think it's going to matter.
Exactly. Or it's not going to get me what I want.
Right.
So outcome expectations are important.
Okay.
And then finally, the perceived value of those outcomes.
Okay.
So how much do you actually care about the potential reward?
Right. Is it even worth it to me?
Yeah, exactly. So you might have incredibly high self-efficacy for something. You really believe you could do it. But if you don't care about the outcome,
Right.
you're probably not going to bother.
Okay. So it's like a combination of like, can I do this?
Yeah.
What will happen if I do? And do I even care about what happens?
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It's all 3 of those things together.
Okay, that's helpful. Now, this whole self-efficacy thing, it sounds a little bit like some other ideas we hear about, like locus of control or expectancy value theories.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, how is it different from those?
You're right. There's definitely some overlap. All of these ideas emphasize personal beliefs and how those beliefs shape your behavior.
Right.
But self-efficacy has a unique focus.
Okay.
And I think that's important to highlight.
Okay, what is it?
It's about your belief in your ability to actually perform the actions that are needed to get the outcome you want.
Okay.
So, for example, locus of control. That's about whether you believe you have control over what happens to you.
Right. So do I believe that I can control things, or is it all just like fate or luck or whatever?
Exactly. And that's important for sure. But it's not the same thing as self-efficacy.
Okay.
Because you might believe that your actions determine your outcomes. But you might still doubt your ability to actually perform those actions effectively. So let's say you're a student and you believe that if you study hard, you'll get a good grade.
Okay.
That's a positive outcome expectation.
Right.
But you might still doubt your ability to actually study effectively. You
Right.
might think, I'm just not good at this subject.
Right.
So you have a positive outcome expectation,
Mm-hmm.
but low self-efficacy.
Okay, I see, I see. So it's like, yeah, I know that if I do this, good things will happen, but I don't think I can actually do it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then expectancy value theories.
Mm-hmm.
Those are about how much you value a particular outcome
Okay.
and how likely you think you are to achieve it.
Right.
So again, this is important,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not the same as self-efficacy
Okay.
because you might value a particular outcome
Mm-hmm.
and you might even think it's likely that you'll achieve it,
Okay.
but you might still doubt your ability to actually perform the actions that are needed to get there.
Right.
So you might believe that getting a promotion would be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you might even think it's likely that you'll get promoted.
Okay.
But you might still doubt your ability to actually do the job well.
Right. So it's like, yeah, promotion would be great, but I don't think I have the skills to handle it.
Exactly.
Okay, I see, I see. So it's really about the action itself.
It is. It's about that, can I even do this
Yeah.
piece?
Right, right.
Okay.
Okay, that's a key distinction. Now, what about how we explain our past successes and failures? Does that tie into self-efficacy at all?
Absolutely. It does.
Okay.
It totally does. You know, we have these things called attribution theories,
Okay.
and these theories explore how people explain the causes of events.
Okay.
You know, why did something happen?
Okay.
Why did I succeed? Why did I fail?
Right, right.
And so, you know, you might attribute a good grade to hard work
Okay.
or a bad grade to a difficult test
Right.
or whatever.
Okay.
And these attributions, how you explain those events, they can really influence your self-efficacy.
Okay.
So, for example, if you attribute a past success to something stable, something about you,
Okay.
like I'm smart,
Okay.
I'm talented,
Mm-hmm.
you're likely to have higher expectations for future success
Okay.
and a stronger sense of self-efficacy.
Okay, so if I believe that my success is because of something inherent about me,
Yeah,
then I'm more likely to believe that I can succeed in the future.
exactly. Whereas if you attribute a failure to a lack of ability,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm just not good at this,
Right.
that can really damage your confidence.
Okay.
So the key here is to try to attribute your successes to things that you can control,
Okay.
like your effort,
Okay.
your strategies,
Mm-hmm.
and to view setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow,
Okay.
rather than as reflections of some inherent inadequacy.
Okay, so like I didn't fail, I just learned.
Exactly. And that kind of mindset can really help to maintain and even grow your self-efficacy.
Okay, so how we interpret those past experiences really matters.
It does. It shapes our beliefs about what we're capable of in the future.
Right, right. Okay, cool. So we've laid this like really important foundation, I think,
Yeah.
for understanding what self-efficacy is,
Mm-hmm.
what influences it,
Absolutely.
you know, all those different sources and stuff.
The four sources, the way you think about it.
Right. Now, let's get into how this actually plays out in different areas of your life.
Yeah, let's get practical.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, how does this affect your, ability to learn new things?
Yeah. How does it affect your behavior in the real world?
Exactly. So let's start with, like, cognitive skills.
Okay, cognitive skills.
So, like, how does self-efficacy affect my ability to learn,
Yeah.
to perform, like, mentally demanding tasks?
Yeah, how does it affect your thinking, your problem solving, your learning?
Yeah, yeah.
This is where it gets really interesting, I think,
Okay.
because the research in cognitive skills really supports this idea of a reciprocal relationship.
Okay, reciprocal relationship.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means that your self-efficacy, how engaged you are with a task, and your eventual achievement,
Mm-hmm.
they all influence each other.
Okay.
It's not a one-way street.
Okay.
It's like a dance,
Okay.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So your initial self-efficacy,
Okay, how much I believe I can do it before I even start.
right,
Okay.
that influences how you approach the task,
No.
which in turn affects your performance,
Okay.
and then ultimately shapes your self-efficacy for future tasks.
Okay.
So it's this ongoing cycle,
Okay.
you know? It's this back and forth.
Okay, so like if I start with high self-efficacy,
Yeah.
then I approach the task in a more confident way,
Mm-hmm.
which leads to better performance,
Yeah.
which then further boosts my self-efficacy.
Exactly. It's like a positive feedback loop.
Okay.
But of course, it can also work the other way.
Right, if I start with low self-efficacy.
Yeah.
then it can kind of spiral downwards.
Exactly. It can become a negative feedback loop.
Okay, that makes sense. So what are some of the specific things within like cognitive learning that are influenced by self-efficacy?
Well, one big one is the influence of models and social comparative information.
Okay, so models again.
Models are back.
Right, seeing other people do it.
Exactly. Just like we talked about as a source of self-efficacy.
Mm-hmm.
Observing models can have a really powerful impact on both your self-efficacy and your actual skill acquisition.
Okay.
You see someone else do it.
Hmm.
You think, well, maybe I can too.
Right.
And that can actually help you to learn the skill yourself.
Okay.
And the research even distinguishes between different types of models.
Okay, different types of models. Like
What-
what?
So there are mastery models.
Mastery models.
Yeah. These are people who just like nail it every time.
Okay, so they make it look easy.
Yeah. Flawless performance.
Right.
And then there are coping models.
Coping models.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the people who might struggle initially, but they show you how to overcome those difficulties
Mm-hmm.
and eventually succeed.
Okay, so they show you that it's okay to struggle.
Yeah.
And that you can still get there in the end.
Exactly. And interestingly, coping models can be especially helpful for people who are struggling themselves.
Okay, so if I'm feeling stuck, seeing someone else work through it can be really helpful.
It can be really encouraging.
Okay.
And then observing multiple models can also be really effective
Okay.
because it increases the chances that you'll see someone you identify with.
Right, someone who's like me.
Exactly.
Okay, so seeing a variety of people succeed can be even more motivating.
It can be.
Okay, cool. So seeing individuals navigate those challenges, that can be powerful. But what about just knowing how I stack up against others?
Yeah, does that play a role?
Yeah. Does that affect my self-efficacy?
Yeah, that's a good question. And the research suggests that it does.
Okay.
Providing social comparative information, basically showing you how other people are doing,
Mm-hmm.
can definitely influence your perception of whether a goal is achievable,
Okay.
and in turn, your self-efficacy.
Okay, so if I see that other people like me are reaching a certain level,
Yeah,
it makes me believe that I can too.
exactly.
Okay.
It can be really motivating to see that other people are succeeding.
Right. It makes it feel more possible.
It does.
Okay, cool. What else? What's next?
Another crucial aspect of cognitive skills and self-efficacy is goal setting.